Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Meydan Racecourse here on Thursday. It is February the 28th, 2019. I'm going to look at all the races on tonight's program from Meydan, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And remember to join me Saturday, not this Saturday coming up, but a week later, for Super Saturday from Meydan, local prep races for the Dubai World Cup coming up in about a month's time, so it's just right around the corner. To the point of this is the final Thursday Meydan Dubai World Cup Carnival night for Thursday. So after this, we have one more Carnival night, which is Super Saturday, and then after that, we have the World Cup night, which is great. So we have 7 races tonight on the program, and I think this is the most competitive date of the Carnival so far. So I think you can make some money. So let's get on to it. Let's get to the first race from Meydan, which is the Group 1 Al Maktoum Challenge Round 3. It's a Group 1 race for the presidential Arabian horses, going for a purse of $95,000, race for 5-year-olds and upwards. Field of 11 horses going 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the dirt course, the local prep race for the Dubai Kahela Classic coming up on World Cup night. Top selection, I'm going to take the 4-horse Chadad. Hopefully I said that right. I'm going to go 4, 7, 10 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 4, 7, 10 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection of 4-horse Chadad. 9-year-old horse here. Miguel Barcelona comes in from France to ride this one. The horse's most recent appearance came the 9th of November at Abu Dhabi in a Group 1. 1,600 meters, 1 mile on a good turf course. The horse finished 10th by 16.5 lengths there. First off the break on turf, where this horse doesn't run that well. It just wasn't the day to win. Never got into it. Throw that race out. Before that, this horse ran the 31st of March last year here at Meydan and the Group 1 Dubai Kahela Classic, a mile and a quarter, 2,000 meters on the turf, on the dirt, and the horse finished second by 1.5 lengths there. And this horse, had a good turn of foot, closed up well. It was a good race there. And then at Doha in Qatar on the 24th of February of last year, and Group 1, 24 meters, a mile and a half on the turf. The horse finished 7th by 15 and a quarter lengths there. It was wide and just never had anything. Again, it wasn't the day to win. One slight comment. Those races from Qatar and Doha, they should really, which I like. They put the replays on YouTube, which more race courses around the world should do. Major props to them, and it's great racing there, by the way. But this horse just couldn't keep up with them there, and then they took this horse to Abu Dhabi a few weeks earlier in a Group 1 where he just didn't stay. But his better races have come on dirt. He's back to dirt today, off a little bit of a break today. A good post draw. I think he'll really run well, so I'll take him as a top selection. So to recap my selection for the first from Meydan, it's the Group 1 Al Maktoum Challenge Round 3. Going to take the 4-horse Shadad. I'm going to go 4, 7, 10 in the Tri-Cast Trifecta. Let's get to the race number 2 from Meydan. It is the Meydan Classic. It's the listed stakes, going for a purse of $175,000. This race is for 3-year-olds only. We have a field of 15 horses. The 15 is a reserve and also eligible, so only 14 will go on the turf course. The distance of ground of 1,600 meters or 1 mile on the turf course. Top selection, I'm going to take the number 5 horse, Good Fortune. I'm going to go 5, 12, 9 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 5, 12, 9 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection 5 horse, Good Fortune. 3-year-old colt by New Approach. William Buick gets on this one for Godolphin and Charlie Appleby. The horse's most recent appearance came in a conditions race on the 10th of January here in Meydan on a good turf course, 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs. The horse went by 3/4 length. The wide post tread didn't affect him that day. He got over well. He got a great turn of foot at the top of the lane, and he held on. It was a very good run there off the break. Before that, he ran the 19th of September at Sandown on the turf, on a good turf course in the conditions race, 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs. He finished second by 2.25 lengths in a small field, and he just never got that good turn of foot. The winner, walking in the sand, just ran that better race. It wasn't the day to win for him. And then at Newbury on the 18th of August in listed stakes, 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs. The horse finished third by 6.25 lengths there. He set the pace early on, but then he just couldn't keep the pace going. He kind of weakened out of it. It wasn't the day to win. And then they took this horse to Langfield to run on the turf course in a novice, going 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs down the straightaway. The horse won by 10 that day, and he just put on a show against those lesser quality horses. He has a good post draw for this course today. Considering it was last one where he broke in the parking lot, but a good post draw today. I think he get over well, and I think he'll run a big big one. But I also have a little bit of a price play in this race. The 12-horse Prince Elzam is a horse that you can't, you want to keep an eye on him. The Strio Colt by Azam here. Ocean Murphy gets the leg up. This horse's most recent outing came the 31st of January here at Meydan in a conditions race, 1400 meters, 7 furlongs on the turf, and the horse finished 4th by 2 3/4 lengths. And again, Y Postra had a good turn of foot at the end. He showed some heart that day. I think today with the extra furlong or 200 meters, that should really suit him, and I think he'll really run well. Still gonna have to overcome the Y Postra, but I think he can. Like I said, I think he's sitting on a good race, because with every single race here in the UAE, he's been getting better and better, because his Meydan debut came on the 10th of January at Meydan in a conditions race, 1400 meters, 7 furlongs on the lawn, and he finished 6th by 5 lengths there. He had a little bit of a turn of foot, but again, it wasn't the world's worst race if you think where he broke from, 16 out of 16 that day. And then if you go back to his races in Europe, where he ran on the 11th of his most recent one came the 11th of September at a novice 1200 meters 6 furlongs. He won by 2.5 lengths, and he got the lead, then took off very easily. And then he had a few runs at York over the summer, won in a very tough race at the Ebor meeting where he ran absolute crap, and then won in a novice in late July at York, where he finished second by 2.5 lengths. There he had a good turn of foot stalking. I think Murphy up again is a good sign for this horse, and I think he could upset also, so I'll use him as a selection also. Here in America, if you're going to play the multi-race ticket, like a pick 4, pick 3, he's a horse you definitely want to use. But to recap my selections for the second from Meydan, it's the Meydan Classic. I'm going to take as a top selection the 5-horse Good Fortune, and also use the 12-horse Prince Elzam here. I'm going to go 5, 12, 9 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta to race 3. Race number 3 from Meydan, it's the District 1 Crystal Lagoon Trophy. It's a handicap going for a purse of $135,000. This race is for 3-year-olds and upwards, horses rated 90 to 108. We have a field of 11 horses going 1,600 meters or 1 mile on the dirt course. My top selection, I'm going to take the 2-horse African Ride. I'm going to go 268 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 268 Tri-Cash Trifecta, top selection 2-horse African Ride. 5-year-old horse here by Candy Ride. Christophe Simeon gets the leg up for Simon Crisford. Excuse me. The horse's most recent outing came the 31st of January here at Meydan in a 100-plus handicap, 1,600 meters, 1 mile in the dirt. The horse finished 3rd by 17 lengths there. He just got beat by a better horse there. He didn't have the best of trips, and he just couldn't catch him. I think today in a little lesser handicap, better post drop, I just think he'll run a lot better. He was breaking from barrier number 14 of 14 that day, so that probably had something to do with it also. But he did get over a little bit better than one would expect, but he still didn't save enough ground. And then before that, the 10th of January here at Meydan in his UAE debut in a Group 2 1,600 meter Al Maktoum Challenge, round 1, he finished 5th by 15 1/4 lengths there, and he just never got into it. He was facing some very tough horses there that will probably end up in the World Cup, and it just wasn't the race for him. But then he ran, before that, he was running in the UK and Europe, most recently at Chelmsford, 29th of September, in a conditions race, 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs on the poly track. That day, the horse finished 2nd by 3/4 in length there. He wanted to go. James Doyle didn't let him go, and, he just lacked a little bit at the end. He just couldn't get that good closing kick because he got caught. And then before that, they took this horse to France, to Deauville, in a conditions race, 1,500 meters, 7.5 furlongs on the all-weather. The horse went by 3 1/4 lengths, and he sat on the front end very nicely. It quickened up nicely. It was a great ride by the veteran Pellier from Y Postra. It was a good run. I think the low Postra should suit him today. Sitting closer on this course, I think he'll run well, so watch out for him. So to recap my selection for the 3rd from Meydan, it's the District 1 Crystal Lagoon Trophy. I'm going to take the 2-horse African Ride as a top selection. I'll go 268 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. Let's get to the featured 4th. The featured 4th race from Meydan, it is the Group 3 Nad Al Sheba Trophy. It's going for a purse of $300,000. This race is for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 7 horses staying the 2,800 meter distance, or 1 3/4 on the turf course. The local prep race for the Dubai Gold Cup coming up on Dubai World Cup night. And this race named after Nad Al Sheba, the course that was here right before Meydan, and I really miss it. It's going to be 10 years since the last time Nad Al Sheba held races, and that's what really got me into the racing from Dubai, and watching those on the Thursday mornings here in New York as a kid. Some great races there, and you have to be when you handicap those races at Nad Al Sheba, if you weren't the speed on the main track, you weren't winning. That's for sure. The turf course is a little fairer, but speed on the main track really held up. I do miss one thing about Meydan: those straight 6 furlong dirt sprints. We do have the turf sprints here at Meydan, but at Nad Al Sheba we had those straight dirt sprints. It was very fun races, and it was kind of cool as an American watching those races as a kid. But times have changed, and we're into the modern era now, so we have a modern race course, which is very nice. So my top selection here in the Nad Al Sheba Trophy, I'm gonna take the number 7 horse Bruntland. I'm going to go 7-4-3 in the Tricast Trifecta. 7-4-3 Tricast Trifecta. Top selection 7 horse Bruntland. This 4-year-old colt by Dubowie. William Buell gets on this one for Godolphin and Charlie Appleby. I know this horse is going to be a heavy favorite, but he should run well. His most recent outing came the 28th of October at Shunty. 3,000 meters, a mile 7/8 in the big Group 1 pre-day Royal Oak. The horse finished 4th by 1 1/4 lengths there. He stalked early on, and he just couldn't get the good closing kick. The ground was probably softer than he expected him to like, and he just didn't get a good handle on it. I think with good to firm ground today, I just think he'll run a lot better. Before that, he ran a long champ on the 6th of October in a Group 2, 3,000 meters, mile 7/8, and that day the horse won by half length. It was very wide that day, but he held on to a very good victory. It looked like he was going to get caught, but he still held on. Good run there. And then a long shot in a Group 2 on firm ground, 24 meters, mile and a half, mid-September. The horse won by a nose. He sat on the front end, and again, he just held on. When he wins, he makes your heart skip a few beats because it looks like he's going to get caught. But he held on there. Good run. And then before that, he ran Clairefontaine in France, 23rd of August in a good to soft ground listed stakes, 2,400 meters, mile and a half. Don't know why I just mentioned the going, but it was good to soft, and a listed stakes, mile and a half on the lawn, and he won by 1 1/4 lengths. Very easy victory. Something the UK runners were great at the last few years, especially last summer, was going to France and picking up these listed stakes at Clairefontaine, Deauville, La Teste de Bouche. They were excellent at it. Saint-Cloud, and this horse, added to it. He just ran very nicely. He should like the staying trip again today, and I think he'll really run well. And he's a horse that you could really watch out for in the Gold Cup, because Vizierabet's not showing up this year. He's not going for 4 in a row. But to recount my selections now for the 4th from Meydan, it's the Group 3 Nad Al Sheba Trophy. I'm going to take the 7 horse Bruntland. I'm going to go 7-4-3 in the Tricast Trifecta. Let's get to the 5th. Race number 5 from Meydan. It is the Curlin Handicap. It's listed handicap going for a purse of $160,000. This race is for 3-year-olds and upwards, for horses rated 95 plus. We have a field of 9 horses going 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the dirt course. This race named after the 2008 World Cup winner Curlin, and he used a race very similar to this to win that race as a prep race. So you might see horses coming out of this race to run in the World Cup, possibly win it, because if you remember a few years ago, 2016, California Chrome came over to run in this race, and he won it very nicely, and then went on to win the World Cup very nicely with the slip saddle. That was a good run, but we'll see who's going to end up in the World Cup and possibly out of this race. My top selection, I'm going to take the 2 horse Earnshaw. I'm going to go 2-4-6 in the Tricast Trifecta. 2-4-6 Tricast Trifecta. Top selection of 2 horse Earnshaw. This 8-year-old horse, Medaglia d'Oro. Miguel Barcelona gets the leg up on this one for Al Maktoum. The horse's most recent outing came the 7th of February at Meydan on the turf in a 95 plus handicap, 3,200 meters, 2 miles staying. He finished 5th that day, and he stalked early on, but then he just did not stay the distance. He weakened out of it. He walked under the line, eased up out of it. It just wasn't the day to win. I think coming to dirt for the 2nd time, getting a mile and a quarter, which I think is in his ballpark, I think he'll run a lot better. Before that, he ran the 31st of January at Meydan in a 95 plus handicap on the turf, 2,000 meters, mile and a quarter. He finished 4th by 4 1/4 lengths there, and he had a little bit of a turn of foot. It wasn't the world's worst race for him. And then at Meydan, 17th of January in a 95 to 105 handicap, 2,000 meters, mile and a quarter on the lawn. He finished 3rd by 6 1/4 lengths. He stalked early on, a little bit of a turn of foot again. It wasn't a bad race. I think coming to dirt, good post drug, decent weight. I think he could show up here and give you a little bit of a value play. So I'll take him as a top selection in a very difficult race. I'm quite confident. So to recap my selections for the fifth from Meydan, it's the Curlin handicap. Going to take the 2-horse Earnshaw. I'm going to go 2, 4, 6 in the TriCash trifecta. To race number 6 from Meydan, it's District 1 Elegant Stretch Cup. It's a handicap going for a purse of $175,000. This race is for 3-year-olds and upwards, horses rated 95 plus. We have a field of 15 horses. The 15 isn't also eligible, so only 14 will go on the turf course. Distance of ground of 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs on the turf course. Top selection, I'm going to go with the number 2 horse, Mubatism. Hopefully I said the right, pardon me if I didn't. I'm going to go 2, 10, 4 in the TriCash trifecta. 2, 10, 4 TriCash trifecta. Top selection of 2 horse, Mubatism. Like I said, I can't speak English. I can't speak today either because I haven't had enough coffee. But the 2 horse Mubatism, whatever the fuck the horse's name is, this 5-year-old gelding by Arcano. James Doyle picks up the mount for Godolphin and Charlie Appleby. They are quite, having quite a few times tonight, but hopefully they come in. But the horse's most recent outing came 2 weeks ago here at Meydan on the turf in a 95 to 105 handicap, 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs. The horse won by 3/4 length there. From a wide poster, I went straight to lead and didn't look back. He had a very good victory that day. First off the break, before that he ran the 8th of October at Kempton on the all-weather and an optional claim race, 1,600 meters, 1 mile, and he finished 4th by 3/4 length. He was wide throughout and didn't break all that well, and he just didn't have the best of trips that day. That really cost him. And then at Ascot, the 8th of September, in a good to firm ground, and a 3-year-old novice, 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs. He finished 7th by 2 3/4 lengths there. And again, he just didn't break all that well, and he just never was really responding to the run. And then at Chelmsford, he ran in a handicap back in September where he finished 5th by 2 1/4 lengths. And again, he just didn't excel. His last one was a very good run. I think getting a good poster here today, good weight, I think he'll really get a piece of it again, so watch out for him. So to recap my selection for the 6th from Meydan, it's the District 1 Elegant Stretch Cup. Gonna take the 2 horse. I'm gonna go 2, 10, 4 in the TriCash trifecta. So let's get to the nightcap from race number 7 from Meydan, the nightcap. It's the District 1 World Class Run handicap. It's a handicap going for a purse of $135,000. Races for 3-year-olds and upwards, horses rated 95 to 108. We have a field of 16 horses. The 15 and 16 are also eligible, so only 14 will go. The distance of ground of 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the turf course. My top selection here, I'm going to take the number 6 horse, Zorion. I'm going to go 6, 1, 2 in the TriCash trifecta. 6, 1, 2 TriCash trifecta. Top selection 6 horse, Zorion. This 5-year-old horse by Smart Strike. James Doyle picks up the mount for Godolphin and Charlie Appleby. The horse's most recent outing came 2 weeks ago, the 7th of February here at Meydan on the turf, and a handicap 95 to 108, 1,800 meters, mile and 8th on the turf. The horse finished 7th by 6.5 lengths there. And first off the break, he needed the race, just never had that good turn of foot. I think second off the break, getting 2,000 meters, which I think is his preferred trip, I think he'll really get that extra kick to run today. Before that, he ran a listed stakes in Ireland at Leopardstown, 20th of October on soft ground, 2,000 meters, mile and a quarter. The horse finished 4th by 5 1/4 lengths. He didn't break all that well, and he just needed that extra kick. It looked like he wasn't enjoying the soft ground. I think he likes firm ground, which you'll probably see today, unless some torrential rainstorm. But we're still ways off for the torrential rain in the UAE. But and then before that, the horse ran at Cork on the 10th of October in a listed stakes, 1,600 meters, 1 mile. That day he finished 4th by 3 1/4 lengths there, and he had a little bit of a turn of foot, but he still needs that extra. He needs that extra 2 furlongs to get everything going. And then at Leopardstown on Champions Day in a 1,600 meter Group 2, the horse finished 4th by 4.5 lengths there, and he had a little bit of a trouble trip, but he did close up a little bit at the end. He's due for a victory. He hasn't won in quite a while, but like I said, I think this 2,000 meter trip today should suit him, and I'll take him as a top selection. So to recap my selection for the nightcap from Meydan, race 7, it's the District 1 World Class Run handicap. Gonna take the 6 horse Zorion. I'm gonna go 6, 1, 2 in the TriCash trifecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and also join me for Super Saturday preview, tips, and selections here from Meydan.